What's going on, everyone? Timothy, Time and Refinement. I'm going to go off on a little ramble again tonight. It's Sunday. I was at dinner and some board games with some friends this evening, male and female, and we brought up relationships in general because that's just the consensus we always have when we hang out, apparently. And all these people I respect, right? I love all of them very dearly. Obviously, a man's perspective is going to be different than a woman's perspective in regards to dating these days in 2025. So, my female friends, acquaintances, said that flowers on a first date is not necessary, but well received. And me and my boys combat with flowers on a first date is just too much. Too much overpowered emotion, setting the standard way too high, and so on and so forth. And so I actually came to the conclusion that I have no problem with bringing flowers to a first date. I have no problem with that. If I've known the girl for a long time, if we've had conversation quite a bit before our date, I got no problem bringing flowers to a first date. Now, we're in swiping culture now. We're in dating apps, cold calling. We just don't have these major friend groups that we used to have because everybody's lonely and confused and tired and all of these things that I've spoken about previously. So it's just different. So me matching with a girl on a dating app or going up to some gal that I find attractive and asking her out, getting her number, flowers with that is just, in my opinion, it's just too much. Sets the standard way too high. Could give her the ick. Oh, what's this guy doing? Does he not have anything else going on? This is too much. And now, perhaps something can be said with regards to a woman's emotional intelligence, meaning if she is super secure in herself, she might really enjoy that. She might really enjoy that gesture. She may really enjoy setting that standard right there about the guy is serious. Perhaps he's not talking to anybody else. Perhaps she's not talking to anybody else. But that's just not feasible. The generalized idea when it comes to this topic is commitment's not really a thing these days. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do these things. You should absolutely 100% set your standards and stick to them. But if you are going to expend resources and energy as a man into someone that you have no clue and no idea where they're at, with their life or with their relationship, or if they even want to date and they're just going on a date just to have fun, this really isn't a great decision, in my opinion. I've done this before. Again, coming from someone who has not necessarily had a relationship or a girlfriend, I've seen enough in my day-to-day life and going on many first, second, third dates with girls that it just dwindles away after a while. There's no commitment. It's just kind of fun dates, here and there. The previous girl I told you guys about just said she wasn't dating anymore after 3-4 awesome dates that we had. Threw me for a curveball. It's fine. No big deal. She's in a different spot in life. I'm in a different spot in life. But it doesn't negate the fact that on a first date, it's on the man and his responsibility to set the standard. I 100% disagree. We are not in traditional means anymore. I'm not saying not to be traditional. What I'm saying is you have to meet criteria appropriately. You have to just think of this stuff logically and look at it reasonably. If I'm going to go out on a first date with a girl and I'm going to bring her flowers, I'm going to pay for dinner, these are the expectations that men have to have, right? No, we can go 50-50. We can do this and we can do that, and I'm fine doing this. Whatever. From a man's perspective, from what I've gathered, again, examples, my life, what I've seen, it's on the man to set the standard. And it's the woman to have, it's on her to say, this is what I would like. This is what I want in a relationship. The man has to meet those standards. Fine. That's fine. But for me to expend resources and to bring flowers and to do all these things, what am I getting in return? Now we're getting into transactional territory in regards to dating here, which I'm not necessarily for, because that's the man brings home the bacon, therefore the woman stays home, takes care of the children. Fine, great. Have no problem with that. In fact, I encourage it. But this is such a rare, uncommon occurrence these days that it's just not feasible, especially on one income. People just don't do this on one income anymore. People have dual incomes. So you have a lot of gray area in regards to family, chores, responsibilities, etc. So to bring all this rambling in, I don't personally believe that you should be bringing flowers to a first date as a man. It doesn't mean that you can't. I never said that. I never said you can't. But I do think it's setting the standard way too high from the get-go when you have no idea what's going to even happen in this relationship. Oh, well, you should just keep doing it to keep your standards high, says the girls in my friend group. And I'm like, okay, fine. But if I keep going on first dates with girls that I have no idea what's going to happen, I'm just going to keep repeating the same cycle, thinking I'm going to get a different result. Do I just throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks? Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. But there's just no expectation. Again, in my friend group, there was no expectation from the girls to be like, this is what I'm bringing to the table. So it's always on the man, right? The man should ask her out, come up to her door, do all these things, open the car door, pay for the meal, make sure she's safe, make sure she's established, make sure she's comfortable. Sure, again, I have no problem with that. I really don't have any problem with that. But to put this energy into something that you do not know what you are going to get back, it's just a bad investment. It's business in general. You're not going to invest energy and resources into something when you have no idea if you're going to get a return on it. Now, sure, you can be playing stocks and you can be doing this and be like, well, maybe this stuff doesn't work out, but I'm just going to keep doing it. Sure. I don't think that's a smart way of doing it, in my opinion, from a guy who runs a business. But I do understand where the ladies are coming from. I understand where the guys are coming from. We're so divided these days that, maybe going full blast is a good idea sometimes. But I've done enough times to know that it hasn't worked for me. And again, if I've known a girl for a while and we've been chatting, we've been hanging out, I've known her for a while, I grew up with her or whatever, sure, I have no problem with that because she knows where I'm at. I know her. I know what she wants. She knows what I want, all that stuff. But to put the standard on men to do X, Y, and Z, even before dating and the relationship even starts, is kind of ridiculous to me. And I'm probably going to have different viewpoints on this for men and women, and that's okay. This is just where I stand right now. So for people to say, well, the reason you don't have a relationship, Timothy, is because you don't bring flowers to a first date. Yeah, sure. That might be a thing. But I've also expended a lot of my own personal time and resources that I have not gotten anything back with. Yeah, sure, you can make the argument that I've gotten experience on what I do and don't want, but at the end of the day, I'm still back to square one, Realistically, at the end of the day, sure, I have some things that I can use in my arsenal, but at the end of the day, I'm still back at square one. So, and the funny thing is the boys that I know that I'm really close friends with, all agreed with me at the same time. They all agreed that it's 100% too much. It's always the ladies that have these standards, or at least my friends do. Maybe not all girls have that standard. So anyway, kind of my ramble for tonight. I hope you guys gleaned some itty bitty teensy tiny information from this. But most of the time it's just me rambling, and it's late, and I just had to get these ideas off my head and what I wanted to talk about tonight. So anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in, as always. Thank you for all those that subscribe. It means more than you know to me. Building this channel is definitely been difficult to keep, the commitment going. But I'm so thankful for all you guys that do stay and do watch and do comment and subscribe. So I look forward to seeing you guys next time. I love you. I cherish you. You're loved unconditionally. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I look to see you guys and talk to you on the next episode. Cheers.